Thanks for inviting me here to continental Europe. I am, despite the insanity of 52% of my countrymen, still passionately European. In 2010, MicroSave was called in to help with Equity Bank's digital transformation. Today, more than 97% of Equity Bank's transactions in Kenya are conducted outside their branches. And more than 70% are self-initiated by their clients on their mobile phones. Can you imagine what that does to their cost structures? The IFC calculates that it reduces the cost to serve a customer by 80%. I have a confession. I asked, practically begged, for a speaking slot at this conference. And I'm deeply grateful to the E-MFP for allowing me to speak at this important event. So why was I so desperate to have the privilege to speak to you all? Well, we are at a watershed moment for financial and indeed social inclusion. Our decisions now will determine whether we create a digital divide between the more affluent and the poor, or whether we create truly inclusive economies and societies. Identity and platform-based systems will allow us to leapfrog not just financial services, but also agriculture, energy, water, education, and even health. The digital revolution is already underway. It is therefore most appropriate that technology is the focus of this year's award and this year's conference. And it is great to see from the newsletter that so many E-MFP members are already working on how to leverage the power of technology for financial and indeed social inclusion. Technology presents us all with 4 huge opportunities and 3 significant threats. Let's start with the 4 opportunities. 1, the opportunity to increase revenue and decrease costs. McKinsey estimate that the digital transformation of financial institutions could add 45% to their annual net revenues. 15% from enhanced product usage, and 30% from reduced operational costs. And as I noted, IFC calculates that digitization reduces the annual cost to serve a customer by 80% and creates an 18% reduction in cost-to-income ratio, the classic measure of efficiency. Equity Bank in Kenya has demonstrated how full digital transformation can radically change a bank. And as those user-initiated transactions climb, so its operational costs excuse me, will continue to reduce. MicroSave, but it was not easy or cheap to achieve this. MicroSave worked alongside the bank from 2010 to develop the strategy, refine the products, build the agent network and the management system for it, think through marketing and communications, and coordinate the change management process. 8 years later, the bank is transformed, completely transformed. It is a truly digital bank, efficient and flexible enough to respond to individual customers' needs. The second opportunity is to leverage relationship banking. Traditional MFIs and banks have important competitive advantages over fintechs, They have valued historical relationships with millions of customers. They have data on these customers' financial behavior. They have the infrastructure to provide the human touch that low-income customers crave. Furthermore, traditional financial institutions have the right regulatory clearances and compliance to offer financial services, something that fintechs often lack. The third opportunity is the opportunity to provide personalized customer experience. Traditional financial institutions need to be cognizant of the changing demographic and cultural context, the rise of the millennials and of the mobile-first generation, in order to develop and deliver first-class personalized user experience. A great user experience involves solutions and digital channels that mimic the behavior and the attitudes, the mental models of the customers. This can significantly reduce the churn that MFIs routinely face. The fourth opportunity is to deliver with renewed purpose. Looking into the medium term, the tech revolution allows us to answer the elephant in the room question, financial inclusion for what? No one gets out of bed in the morning going, yoo-hoo, I've got a savings account. They want to use it for something. And tech allows us to link pure financial services to the real-world economy. So, for example, MicroSave is working to develop precision agriculture in India. Under this project, data is collected on the farmer's landholding and on the health of the soil that he is tilling, as well as the seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides that he or she purchases. This allows AI-powered chatbots to provide tailored coaching to optimize both yields and market prices that the farmer gets in the market. So in summary, there are 4 significant opportunities associated with digital transformation. Digital transformation can substantially increase revenues and reduce costs. MFIs can leverage a long history of relationship banking to create real competitive advantage. Digital transformation can build these customer relationships to create next-generation customer experience and reduce churn. And it also allows us to link financial services to the real-world economy. But let's think about the threats too. I mentioned 3 threats. The first is the threat of outdated, inflexible models. This is the moment in the speech where I'm ready to duck rotten eggs being thrown at me. Many MFIs are still using the basic model of group lending in an age when agile fintechs are offering tailored products delivered quicker and more conveniently. At best, MFIs are digitizing their disbursement and collection processes and using mobile money agent networks to recover their loans. I'm afraid this is not enough. On the horizon and entering your markets are a wide array of fintechs offering personalized services, offering flexible financial tools that reflect low and middle income customers' mental models and money management strategies. These fintechs manage their credit risk using sophisticated data and analytics and are often backed by deep pockets in Silicon Valley and elsewhere. And also, we should not forget the super platforms like Alipay and Amazon, who are gradually expanding their reach and have nearly unparalleled data and financial resources at their disposal. The second threat comes from the explosion of digital consumer credit. 2 years ago, when I had the privilege of participating in the debate about digital credit in this very hall, I cited newspaper articles saying that 400,000 people were negatively listed in Kenya. MicroSave worked with some of the credit reference bureaus to analyze the problem. In 2017, March, there were 2.7 million people negatively listed for unpaid digital credit loans, of which about 1 million were negatively listed for loans of less than $10. By May 2018, this had climbed to 3.6 million people. That is 13% of the adult population of Kenya now negatively listed on the credit reference bureaus. So the digital credit revolution sweeping Africa, because Kenya is just a representative country, is clearly affecting credit discipline. But digital credit is also increasingly serving small businesses and offering the flexibility that clients crave and are unable to get from traditional MFIs and banks. About a third of digital credit loans in Kenya are now used for business purposes, according to CGAP's recent telephone survey. Furthermore, a growing number of digital credit providers are reducing interest rates payable on loans to high-performing customers with a good track record. In addition to this, there is a growing number of specialized digital lenders focusing on MSME data, other proxy indicators scraped off mobile phones, and psychometric assessments to make loans. These digital credit loans are easy to access, quickly processed, and easy to repay using mobile money. As one digital credit user said to me, "Why would I go back to my MFI when I can get a loan at any time in 5 minutes? And I can pay using my phone from my business whenever I want, instead of attending, quote unquote, endlessly long group meetings." We can safely assume that many MFI customers are thinking the same way or looking at their peers who are accessing digital credit. The third threat is that of the emerging digital divide. I am a worried man, not just because of my country's award-winning display of incompetence over Brexit, but also because of the threat of the yawning digital divide, and with it the demise of MFIs unwilling or unable to make the transformation to operate in the digital world. Fintechs are building their customer base in urban and peri-urban areas with the connectivity, the smartphones, and the customers who can afford the data packages. They are serving high-value customers. Thus, MFIs, if squeezed out by the fintechs, as seems likely, will be left trying to serve rural areas with little or no connectivity, no smartphones, and unable to afford data packages. They will be left serving the low-value customers. This means that MFIs will not be able to cross-subsidize services to their rural lower-value customers with the profits from their services to urban higher-value customers. And fintechs will not be able to reach rural customers without access to 3G data and smartphones, even if they were interested in doing so. This could spell the demise of hundreds of MFIs into which we have collectively invested time, energy, passion, and in many cases money. This could spell the demise of financial services for the rural poor, because the business case is so difficult, particularly compared to the diverse low-cost opportunities to serve the higher value connected urban market. In short, this could spell the demise of years of progress towards financial and social inclusion. So in summary, there are 3 threats from the fintech revolution underway. 1, like it or not, the traditional MFI model is under existential threat. Relative to digital models, it is inflexible, inefficient, and not adequately customer-centric. 2, This is reflected in emerging digital credit models that have experienced rapid uptake and are expanding quickly into MFI's market and clients. 3, this has the potential to create a digital divide with digital financial service providers servicing the more affluent, connected clientele and leaving MFIs trying to break even servicing the remote rural clients. So, what is the inevitable conclusion? MFIs must embrace digital transformation. MFIs must harness the potential of their legacy of experience and relationships. They must work with fintechs, including many who are represented and here in this conference, to deliver personalized, digitally enabled services. And MFIs must work through staff and agents to offer that human touch and assistance that so many of their clientele still need and seek. The digital revolution offers us the chance to deliver rapid, responsive, and differentiated financial and social services to low-income people in a way that we've never been able to do in the past. We can empower them to set their own savings goals, to choose their own loan and insurance packages tailored to their specific needs, and to buy or use assets on a pay-as-you-go basis. And perhaps more importantly, we can use the digital revolution to support their farming and other businesses with two-way flows of specific advice to optimize their returns. The digital age is upon us. The train is in the station. The ticket is not cheap, and it is not easy. The journey will be exciting. The final destination is still unknown. But not boarding the train would be a profound strategic error. In simple terms, we are in a situation where MFIs and banks, and indeed all of us, must digitize or die. Thank you very much.